Welcome to That's Good Broncos. I'm here with Broncos insider Mike. I won't tell you what his job is, but it is inside. It's as inside as you can get. Some say it's the most insider type job for the Broncos anybody could have. If you ask our president, I think he would agree with me that this is the most inside guy in the organization. We just watched the Broncos lose to the Dolphins, and I wasn't expecting the Broncos to win, but they played what I think many people are going to say is the worst game we've seen them play.
Yep.
Maybe ever. And I just wanted to get your inside opinion on kind of what you thought about the game. I know in the other video you're claiming you think Vance Joseph's going to be fired tomorrow. So my first question is actually this. Are the Broncos the best organization at giving young, promising head coaches an opportunity to fail the hardest?
Absolutely.
You got Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
You got Vance Joseph.
Yep.
If he does get fired, he's going to go on to be probably the best defensive coordinator in the league, and in 5 to 8 years be a hot candidate.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. I just don't think I don't know what Vance was brought in for. I think a lot of the talk in the beginning was that Vance was brought in to be Elway's puppet. And I don't know. I feel like he just doesn't belong there. I feel like he's never found his footing. He just seems like he doesn't know what he's doing. He seems uninspired.
Right.
You know, have you seen Vance once like chew a guy out on the sideline? Or have you seen him like run after a player and like, you know, whether it's congratulating him for doing something good or coming down on him when they do something bad, he seems like he's just always just there.
Yeah, and I think that's a tough thing to evaluate from the outside. But I think during the game, Schlereth said something about it, right? Like saying, you know, sometimes your coach needs to rip a guy.
Yeah.
And he's never seen Vance Joseph do that. And guys were making terrible mistakes today. Somebody's got to be held accountable in the moment when something happens. And I don't know, you look at a guy like Tony Dungy, though. You never really saw him get upset. You know what I mean? But then you look at a guy like Bill Belichick who, if you make a mistake, maybe he doesn't get completely upset on the sideline, but you know that guy's never playing for him again.
He'll cut you at the end of the game.
So it's if Vance doesn't get crazy on the sidelines, I think I might be, you know, I'm okay with that if I feel like guys felt like they were being held accountable, and I'm not sure they are.
Yeah, and maybe that's more so what it is that he doesn't seem to hold anybody accountable, and he seems to always have an excuse, or maybe not an excuse, but it's the same thing every week. Right. I feel like you could play every post-game press conference after every loss this season, and you hear the same thing. It's, we turned the ball over, we made mental mistakes. You know, we had a good week of practice and we didn't take those things from practice and implement them into the game plan.
Right.
We didn't execute the game plan. It's the same thing every week. And at what point does that fall on the coaching staff for continuing to put these same players in position every week when they keep doing the same thing over and over again? Yeah,
I agree. I think it's like you could look at today's game. Say the Broncos had won a couple games. Say they were still playing bad.
Right.
They, instead of losing 7 in a row, they get 2 wins there. You could look at this game kind of as an anomaly in that half the team had the flu. A bunch of important guys were out with injuries. You could say, so, okay, it was a bad game for all these reasons, but it's an ongoing problem every week, and I'm not sure any of that would have really changed how today went, because flu or not, you still have McKenzie giving up, you know, a safety. You have a blocked punt, you know what I mean? You have the pick 6 by Siemian. It's just the same things. Every dropped passes too keep happening. I don't know. You're right. Nothing's getting fixed.
Yeah.
And that has to come to the coaches at this point.
Because the players seem completely uninspired. And you know there's good players on this football team.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about it is I have hope every week because I know there's on the defense a solid core there too. And the defense gave the team chances today.
Yeah.
Chris Harris had a pick.
3 turnovers.
Roby stripped it. Simmons a pick 6. they were fighting, and early the defense was holding against the run as well. Shelby Harris was making stops. Von Miller was playing well. So that's the other thing. Like, the Broncos were in this game for over a half, but the way it finished, if you're in the game that long and you walk away saying that looked like one of the worst games I've ever seen,
right, things
break down, and they've been breaking down all season. And even when they were winning, we were having hope they could fix these tiny mistakes and become a very tough team. And instead it went the complete opposite way.
Yeah, absolutely. Just completely uninspired football start to finish, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Offense and special teams, how many times do you have to say it? Every year, every week this year, it's been the same story. Outside of C.J. Anderson, I don't think anybody on that offensive side of the football has played any sort of inspirational type football.
No, yeah, and C.J. had a good game today. He led, I think, in receiving and rushing. And it's not like he had a huge day. He was just the only guy getting the plays. Jamal Charles had some plays in the passing game too, but I don't know.
And that goes back on Joseph too. It's Jamal Charles has looked explosive at times this season. How do you not give him more opportunities?
Yeah, or get him involved more somehow. It's like, I just feel like there's also, I think, like a lack of creativity.
Right.
Too, And I think Charles, getting him the ball in the short passing game, I think that's where he could have been effective throughout the season. And I don't know. It never happened. Either it's lack of execution, lack of putting it in there. It's hard to say because, we don't re-look at every single play and who's in and what the objective was. But the thing we do know is it's bad.
Yeah.
And it looks like it might not be better for a while.
Right.
Unless, it starts with the quarterback, but this could be, I feel like, not just a this year fix, but a next year and the year after before the wheels are back on the track, if that's a saying.
Yeah. Well, I think we knew that this season was over coming into this game. You're playing for next year. You're playing for the future. So you're trying to find those few things that you can look forward to of like, this is what we're going to build upon moving forward. I don't see any of those things, especially on the offensive side of the football. Which is why I think the coaching staff needs to completely be, reworked, if you want to put it that way, next year. I think you got to bring in new personnel. You got to bring in new coaches. You can, keep a couple of your position players, your Emmanuel Sanders, maybe C.J. Anderson. Outside of a couple of guys, though, is really anybody off limits? I feel like you, at this point, hit the reset button. You got to blow this thing up.
Yeah, we're not going to – I think the team next year will be – it's going to look a lot different.
Right. Especially
on the offensive side of the ball, like you're saying. My other question is, what beer are you drinking?
It's a good question. This is a Kona Brewing Big Wave Golden Ale.
We only drink beers from Hawaii here at That's Good Broncos.
It's actually pretty good. I thought it went with the, Miami. Sorry, I set an alarm for some reason. I have no idea why.
You got to go.
Yeah, it's time to go. I don't even know what I was saying.
Well, he brought me a strawberry shortcake beer that we tried during the game.
Yeah. It was
very fitting to the way the Broncos played.
Yeah. Our expectations were about on par for how the beer turned out. It was a bit of a letdown.
It was a big letdown, and I expected a loss. Now we're rooting for Jimmy Garoppolo to keep winning with the 49ers, which he got one today.
That's right.
We need the Bears to win, the Colts to win. If the Broncos can get into that number 2 picking position, anything can happen.
I like
Kevin Garnett, right?
Kevin Garnett.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. Is that who said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of people have said that phrase, but he said it after winning that one time.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
I don't, no, but Kevin Garnett, he's proven to be
tall.
Tall, very tall.
Very tall.
Yeah.
And if the Broncos draft a fucking quarterback that the first description is, well, he's tall, I will shoot myself with the BB gun.
Yeah, absolutely.
From a far distance.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want any more tall, athletic quarterbacks. We want somebody that's smart and can throw the ball.
Yeah. Smart guy with a great arm, and he's thick and stocky, maybe just a little short. 6'1".
Yeah. Not like Trevor Siemian short.
Right.
Yeah.
Different, but better.
Right.
This episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. There's a link in the description. And yeah, I'm still getting paid to talk about the Broncos. If you use my promo code, that's good. You're going to get $20 off your first ticket purchase. I'm guessing they'll be giving away Broncos tickets pretty soon. So you just might get $20. I like SeatGeek because you can preview your seat before you buy it. They rank their ticket prices so you know if you're getting screwed or not. Boy, do we know what that feels like lately. SeatGeek. All right.
Cool.
Thanks for watching.
Expert analysis.
Expert Insider. The Inside Edition.